I really struggled with this for a while when it came to sort of mentoring other people. Like, when did you feel qualified enough to do that? You know what I mean?
It's a good
Like,
question.
because for me, it happened quite accidentally. People would start asking me for advice, and I just start giving it, and then word of mouth, through your network, people say, "Oh, if you're struggling, ask Greg." And then it got to a point where I felt like, okay, well, I'm now an advisor and mentor, and I really struggled for a while before I decided to tell the world that, because I felt a bit like an imposter.
Yeah.
Why am I qualified? Like, it's not like I've had exits, and do you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like a bit, and that's why I'm still very careful about what I say and how I frame myself, because I'm not like a multiple exited founder who's a millionaire and all. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I'm still just I always just say commercial stuff. That's me. How did you know when it was the right time to start
I
doing that?
think it's when you start to help people and you see the impact. You see
Right.
actually the progress. You see the, like, it's almost life-changing moments, aha moments in them. When you see that 6 months, 1 year later, they come back and they say, thank you. Thank you because you helped me save money. You helped me scale this. You helped me remove, team members that I had that were not necessary, or you optimized my situation. You helped me connect to this person, and now they are on my board. They're my investor. So I've done it when I was at the hub. I was, as the hub, you become the hub. You started to get requests from all over Europe and especially Norway with, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? And can you review my pitch deck? I'm like, and I start to review pitch decks. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. This, it's just like also being critical and giving a different perspective, helping them with that, coming from a different angle and helping them reflect. So I've done, like, I think during the first 4 years, I've done just pro bono. Just pro bono. I didn't need to be paid. I was doing other things. And when you start to see the impact, it helps. You start to feel, okay, actually what I'm doing and saying makes sense, and there are results. So it's really data driven. And when I joined the factory, I mean, the factory is professional in running, building accelerators and coaching. So I got to coach several founders. At some point, with the combination of online, offline, it was like 100 plus, per, I mean, at some point it was per week, honestly. So during COVID, it was crazy. And you just learn by doing. And also you learn from others. You learn a lot from others who have been in the game for a long period of time. I also coach with others in combination with other serial entrepreneurs, and we come in together. So this is how it starts.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, yeah, I feel exactly the same way actually now on reflection. Yeah, it's when once you see that impact, and it's also quite validating, isn't it? It's just to know, oh, okay, so sometimes I do get it right,
Yeah.
to hear that. But yeah, it's interesting to hear that. You mentioned something really early on when we first started talking, which was really interesting too, which was this idea of, like, you always felt like you had entrepreneurial tendencies, right? That's really interesting to me, especially as you then went on to say, because you're always looking to try and improve systems or streamline things. That was something that I always did at a very young age too. My very first jobs, I would be known for the guy that just, like, working in a kitchen, for example. I would, as soon as there was a quiet period, I would clean everything and I would rearrange everything and I'd make it easier. And then my second job, I'd do the same thing. And I was always known as this guy that just made things better, not just for himself and easier, but then for the next person. And then went on to proper jobs, and not proper jobs, they're all proper jobs, but you know what I mean, like different types of jobs. And I would do the same thing too, and just pull things apart, put them back together, and make them more ergonomic, more streamlined. So I know where that comes from me. Where did that come from for you?
I'm
What
curious
was
to hear where did it come from? I think it probably comes from things that I'm not aware of.
right?
Then there is the personality, but also, I grew up between Morocco and Switzerland. And you go to Switzerland, you're surrounded by wealth. And you go to Morocco every summer. I used to go to Morocco, and you see poverty on the streets. So it triggered me at a young age, where I was wondering why these people have and these people don't have. Why? What is
Mm,
it exactly? So it's education, it's the mindset a lot, seeing opportunities, believing that you can do it. It's access to resources, capital, it's knowledge, access. So capital, network as well, knowing the right people, meeting those who can open your eyes on opportunities, who can mentor you, who can. So I've been really wondering for a long time, and I guess this is also why I do what I do today, because everything we do
mm,
is about helping leaders and founders and board members access, a network, competence, knowledge, capital, and the mindset as well. In our programs, we always cover, the growth mindset
Mm.
and how to perform better, how to, look at opportunities instead of seeing challenges, how to
That
be solution oriented.
Yeah, that the growth mindset terminology, I think, is one of the biggest misunderstood, overly used and misunderstood terms in, in our world, right? What do you think that actually means, growth mindset? Because
What do you
it
think
is
it means?
it is a bit of a cliched
It
statement
covers
these
a lot of
days, isn't it?
things.
Yeah.
To me, it's like I give you an example. When something happens, and I was reflecting on it this morning as well. It's like
Mm.
if something happens and it looks like a problem, let's turn it into something. No, it's a good thing. Oh, you had a problem. Good. It's a good thing. What does
Mm.
it mean? How can you fix it? This is for me the growth mindset. Is that you look at something and you don't get stuck. You grow beyond it. Okay, you look outside. You see opportunities with others see problems, but it's not about problems like finding a problems in the market to solve. This is not the kind
Yeah.
of problems I'm talking about. Some people see, you
Like
would tell them, oh, but
roadblocks.
you can do it. You can do it this way. Like, no, I can't. But why not? What stops you? Limiting beliefs.